So I've collected a whole bunch of lumber in the new workshop, and well, one of my new 3 workshops, because I get a little spot in several places now. And I want to build myself a nice lumber storage crate. So I've selected out the lumber that I don't need in the future, and it'll be good for a crate. And outside, I'm just removing some of the paint and the crust and whatnot. These sanded okay enough. It's just some pallet wood, random 2x4. And then this wood is actually coming out quite well. So this is 1930s wood used on, well, these were for steps. And I'm not sure where this was in the building, but I know the 1930s. In case you're wondering, my homemade 3D printed phone tripod mount broke. So that works out, honestly, because I don't want to have to be filming this when I'm doing it mostly anyway. So this will be a pretty quick video. I think this is in the utility basement of one of the big 1930s buildings around here. And because I've been in that building and I've never seen these floors, but it must have been somewhere in the basement. And it looks like somebody spilled something here years and years ago. So these turned out very nice. The painted sides didn't really come off all that well, especially if they were being walked on or something. It just grinds the paint in there. The green board did allow a lot of the paint to come off with the knife, but still, you can still see it. Especially because I didn't realize we didn't have a belt sander cleaner, one of those little eraser things here. So I'll have to buy one for us. But I love how that looks. This is oak, thick oak flooring. I really like that. It looks so nice. And that's how it looks whenever it was sanded too. So kind of amazing. But the knife did work really well for scraping the paint off the molding side, or whatever you call it. Even if, again, it had issues here. But where people didn't walk very much on it, and not at all, it worked fine. So I have these 2 pieces of wood that I cut up from a bigger piece, just because I didn't think I needed a big piece. I kept the other as a big piece and I ended up needing it. And now I need this as a big piece too, so these can be together. But I figure I have this section of a wall that I can disassemble. And I can use those 2 runners underneath them to hold them together. And those can also act as like the skis to hold it up. And I might even see about making it good enough to pick up with this, but I don't know. There we go. Okay, let's see what we do next. And there we go. We have the 2 rails on there, and it's not quite straight, but at least this is straight. I might just need to cut this angle over here, but all the other 3 sides are pretty much straight, or at least good enough. And it should be the right size to fit a little bit off kilter on that thing. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's fine, yeah. And it's not like it's gonna be moved a lot, so that's fine. But that'll be just really handy for around here. Next, I'll want some boards that are all the same height. I have those here. And these were studs from a short wall, half partition. And that'll make a really nice tall wall. So let's get the nails off these and then mount them up. These pincers always make quick work of nails. I put the boards in with one nail each. I might go up to more, but I think I should have more of cross supports on this. And yeah, this is starting to shape up. I found this board, which is really long and really ratty, and it'll be the two side pieces of that. And thankfully it's just screws in it. Look how perfect this is. Two pieces, the same size. I say that's more than good enough. Screw them right up. That's it for the day. Battery's dead. And I feel like my battery is dead too. A little tiring making this, and I'm really happy with it. I don't want to cut these two pieces because they're actually really nice, and I'll probably want them for something else later. But, oh well. You know, it's the happenstance of me not wanting to cut these shorter. It kind of adds something. It definitely makes it easy to hold on to, and it's like a flat surface. It'll just collect stuff hanging from it. Great. It's the next day, and I got a lot more lumber. Whole bunch more. This morning I found a whole pile of it out by the dumpsters of a building. I built this, and this should be a good way to put the dividers in. Just see about hammering it. Oh, it's breaking it. These are a bit too wobbly. So I think that's a case for baling wire. I'm gonna wrap some baling wire around here, maybe some around there. Unless I think of a better idea. Hard to say. Ooh, that was loud. Got it all connected up. Almost good enough, which is good enough. So maybe I'll swap this out for a different piece of wood later on, but honestly, this is made out of garbage to hold the wood that I'm actually going to use for the good stuff. So I'm happy with that. It's been a whole day. I felt bad for taking over that entire room of the new workshop because I really only technically have a small portion of it, and I'm being given it for free for helping the landlord repair all their buildings. And I mean, they still pay me and stuff, but they also pay me in that. It's great. And so I really don't want to wear out my welcome with all this wood just piled everywhere. So today I worked really hard and I got it all cleaned up. And last night I got it almost all cleaned up, but I realized there's a lot of 2x4s because that morning I got even more 2x4s, and it finally happened. I finally reached that point where this lumber rack has made it to where making things is super easy. Because I decided to make us the shoe shelf that we needed for so long. This has been on my mind for so long, since last year. But I just couldn't quite get the right parts for it. And the idea didn't crystallize in my head. But with that wood lumber rack and all that wood denailed, I was able to make this in an hour. And I'm really, really happy with it. It's very sturdy and it fits perfectly. Dice really likes it. She really, really likes it. And then today I finished denailing the rest of the wood, and I'll still show back there. But the reason I'm making this video is because I also made this. So I've been having a rapid prototyping fest with this, catching up on projects, because a friend of mine wanted to rent my solar panel setup with my little solar panel because they were so impressed with it that they said, how could they make one? And I was like, well, I'll rent it to you for $30 a month. And they're all excited for it. But I felt bad that it was all just a bunch of random lithium cells and stuff. So before I give it to them tomorrow, I made sure to do this. And I'm so happy with this. So these are automotive Nissan Leaf lithium ion cells running in series, so 16 volts. And running into a 1500 watt power inverter. You guys are all familiar with this. This is the battery pack from our bedroom, effectively. The solar panel I had in our window. But I'm not really using it, and it's like, you know what? For $30 a month, sure, go ahead. Rent it for a year. And then I can spend that money to, well, at the very least, this stuff will be paying for itself then. And then I also put some Anderson connectors on the end of the solar panel so he can experiment with it. And I made this in just a half hour. I'm just so happy. Yeah, I'm just so happy to finally have a little bit of that magic to be able to make anything. Sourcing the materials is not an issue now. Oh, and by the way, this is what this says. So I've decided that I'm also going to make a smaller lumber rack, and then I'm also going to make one for metal, and then lastly one for like plexiglass and sheets of stuff. I think that'd be a really good idea, because this really has revolutionized my workflow, especially because I mean, it comes at the right time too, because now I have several places to work. I'm not so busy with other jobs. I have time to work on my own things. I might not be as happy with my life as I should be. I'm not always engaged, but due to my ethical weirdness, I'm like, well, even if I'm not interested in my life, I'm going to be interested just because I'm here and I'm stuck here. And so I come at everything really, really strong, and it ends up like everything is aligning. And at the end of the day, it makes it a lot easier to enjoy my life and enjoy the things that I want to make and enjoy making the things if this keeps happening where I can build it up. I don't know what a good terminology for that is. Like in my life, I try to just build up to where the next thing's easier. And this was a definite example of that, where now if I have something else that I want to do, it doesn't just have to sit in my mind, and we don't just have to put our shoes on the floor or think about spending like $100 on something from IKEA, because we don't have that money. We don't have to put up with that now. And it was so easy to do. It's a big philosophical thing, but it's just very important. It's very important because in order to improve your life, you need to be able to build things. And hopefully you can build them quickly, because you don't want to have to spend too much time building them, because besides the things that look nice and are just fun to build them, a lot of things are, you build them because you need them or you want them, or there's something to build up your life, and you're going to need to build a lot of things in your life, and you're not going to live 600 years, so it's really nice if you can do them quickly. It's been a few weeks, and I have gotten quite a bit of lumber in there, and then I got even more lumber. This was all in there at one point, but then I got more, and then I started getting plywood, and that helped me realize that I could very easily add a slot to put plywood in on the edge, just by taking a board like this, which I think might be the right size. Yeah, perfect size actually. Well, a little bit too short actually. And this will make a nice wide slot for plywood. And I also hope to use some of the stuff up in other projects to make sure that I don't have too much wood. Now I think what I should do is, I don't know if it'll be in this video or not, but I have a lot of these exactly 24-inch sections. And I think what I can do is make a smaller crate that the shorter pieces can go in. But this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. This is precisely what I wanted for organizing lumber. It's really nice. It's pretty big, huh? Got all the lumber I need. Now, unfortunately, I've had a headache for the past week or so due to allergies, but over the past couple of weeks, I've gotten this together more. I'd say it's pretty much finished. And I pretty much found all this wood this month. So I kind of wonder, like, if I'm going to find this wood even like every month, should I really quickly find a use for it? Maybe. I put this on and it holds the stuff in really well, and added that little extra lip there to hold the plywood. It's also working out as a nice saw holder too. I have everything really put away here because I'm going to be going on a road trip. I'm going to finally go back to Illinois. And so I'm counting today as my last day of work. And that's it for the video. We got it together. And now I can go to Illinois and bring back some tools. And we're driving there, so we have plenty of capacity to bring stuff back. I'm tired. That allergy headache is coming back a little bit. We had some rain, and that washed away the pollen. And for like 2 days, Claritin and stuff like that was able to keep my headache away and my running nose away. But today it's just too much. Too many new types of trees that I haven't really been around that much out on the East Coast. And I have lost. So that's kind of back today, and I'm kind of tired. I've been helping out the restaurant quite a bit, Suffusion. I've been having to help them out quite a bit, actually, because their contractors kind of gave out on them. But I'm hoping it'll work out fine. Well, that's pretty much it. I'm hoping to get this together into we'll also have a similar rack for metal and plexiglass and stuff like that, because I'm hoping to get a lot of work in the area doing rapid prototyping, product design, engineering, things like that. Well, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya.